Good morning. Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox, up before dawn. And that's how you know it's me. All right. Gonna talk about the election a little. Gonna talk more about attitudes, future, stuff like that. I know it's very popular right now on all the video channels. You know, it was really popular. 5 things you have to do right now. That's always a good title for something. It gets a lot of people viewing. And then, election fallout, day one, and stuff like that. I'm trying to summon up the give a heck about it. Pastor Joe, it's very important. You should care. It doesn't matter. The die has been cast. Our betters will let us know how it all turns out in due time. What are you going to do about it? One way or the other. What are you going to do about it? I spent this week, first 2 days, still working up on the longhouse and getting ready for Archie Rick to show up and give us our class on the sawmill. And so I had to make sure everything was ready for him. And still I had to run for things. And it's not an easy task to run for things on Shofar Mountain sometimes. It wasn't just like stepping into the shop and grabbing something and coming out. But, self-inflicted problems. Had our class yesterday. We are down to what Rick calls the cant, which is we have made one big square out of that big, huge, round log. And he showed us everything we need to know. And so our next step, we think, is we're going to turn most of that log into 2x4s, oak 2x4s. 2x4s around these parts are about $8 a 2x4. A pine 2x4. That's 8 feet long. That is like ridiculous. And so this log, I haven't measured it yet, but it's about 12-ish feet long. We're going to make 2x4s out of it, out of oak. Oh yeah, because the millennial man needs some for his house to support his granite countertop. So, that's kind of what I've been focused on. I've been keeping an eye on the news, but you know what? Today, my main task is to sweep the 2 wood stove chimneys. It's going to be about 70 degrees again. I mean, here it is before dawn, and I'm wearing a shirt and a t-shirt. Gotta love the Ozarks. I'm going to sweep both chimneys because Sister Kate is excited about getting the Pioneer Maid fired up again. Gonna have some baked goods on Shofar Mountain. But after watching yesterday's videos on her channel and my channel, I need baked goods like I need a hole in the head. I'm trying. I'm still working the plan. We'll see. Maybe events will work their will on my gut. I hope not. Let's talk about that, shall we? I need more talking juice. I think the Democrats are trying to steal the election. I do. They may. Who knows? You don't know. I don't know. Hope is not a method. But if they do, they do. How can you say that? I read a lot of conservative, right-wingish, mildly prepper-minded people, whether that's on their YouTube channels or on forums or things like that. And there's a lot of, this will not stand. I'm going to go do something about this. I'm checking out. You're not going to hear from me for a while till this is settled. Dun, dun, dun. Lots of big, talk. Wow, 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 wow. You know, while all these right-wingers are talking, the left-wingers, if you'll allow me the use of those terms, you know what I'm talking about. They're acting. They're acting. Look at the body count of Antifa BLMers versus Proud Boy Patriot Prayer or something. The right-wingers. Look at the body count. They just stabbed 4 Proud Boys in D.C. the other day. I don't think they killed them, but they stabbed 4 of them. They're acting. Yeah, we got our boys parading around in their plate carriers with their ARs that half of them don't even know how to zero. And, boy, man. Sure you are, big guy. Sure you are. There's a civil war coming. Yeah, what are you going to do in it? What's your plan? Personal plan. Well, I'm going to... No, you're not. Shut up. Go back and drink another beer. I mean, why am I telling you all this? Because what's going to happen is going to happen. How many times New Vikings welcome, you may not have heard me say this, Sir John Glubb, The Fate of Empires. Google it, Bing it, dogpile it. I don't care. Look it up. It's about 29 pages. You can find the PDF online and read it. No, you cannot post a link to it here. If people can't find it, they're not going to understand it anyway. But I've been saying forever, read this guy. Fate of Empires. USA done. USA, USA, goodbye, goodbye. We're done. And if we're done, we got to fall somehow. Right? Now, yes, I hope Trump wins. I hope he does, and at least we get 4 more years, right? Don't know if he's going to or not. Don't know. Again, I can't stress about it. I really try hard not to stress about things I cannot affect. And when I do stress about things, I try to turn that into action of things I can affect. If Biden wins, I'll probably talk about that a lot when it happens, as everyone else will. Stand by. I've said this forever. Republicans win, and they don't know what to do with power. They just don't know. Donald Trump won, and the Republicans fought him tooth and nail for the first, 2 years of his first term? Just fought him. They don't know what to do with power. The Democrats know what to do with power. The left knows what to do with power. They're not afraid. They're not lazy to take action. So stand by for action if he actually wins and gets inaugurated. I think a quick action could very likely be that he gets replaced by Kamala Harris, who will become our first female president, second black president. Although, again, there she is. She's like, part Indian too? She's an outright commie. You know she is. If you've done any kind of research on her, she's a communist. And wouldn't that be interesting if she appointed Pelosi as her vice president? Woo-hoo! Or AOC. She's a hardcore Marxist too. I know you're using those terms interchangeably, PJ. Yeah, because things change, you know. Things morph a little bit. There is no pure communism out there. But that's going to happen, and they're going to pass edicts and laws and executive orders and and things are going to change. And so what I got to thinking about was this. Do you remember all those people who said and say, Trump is not my president? I believe that nonsense started with Obama. I'm pretty sure it did, in the main. I think a lot of people on the right wing said, Obama's not my president. And that's ridiculous. He was your president. Now, whether he was legally authorized to be president, according to the rules laid down in the Constitution for natural-born Americans, that's another story entirely. But he was your president. our president. Um, but I've been thinking deep philosophical thoughts up here on the mountain. And if in fact the Democrats do steal the election by cheating on the votes to say he was elected, and it's easy for them to do because they have the mouthpiece of the nation, all the media and Hollywood and everything else, everything that goes out, they have that. They have the actors who are acting, Antifa, BLM et al., the Marxist communist street fighters. They have them making a stink. But if they in fact stole it and they cheated on the voting, and therefore they install somebody who is not legally elected, gang, that's not your president. And at that point, I believe the country has failed completely and has no divine right of kings anymore. If the very top of the pile is illegitimate, if the people making the rules are illegitimate, why are you following any rules? I think it comes down to feudalism, and we're going to follow the rules that they are enforcing because they have a bigger army than we do. But other than that, people are doing their own thing. I don't know. It could get ugly. It could get ugly with people just saying, I don't care. However, back to my original line of thought. The people who would resist said illegitimate government would be the right in the main. And they don't have the balls as a group of people. They take pictures with their cool guy stuff and sometimes cool girl stuff. They got nothing. That's what I think. Therefore, this country is going to descend into just generalized chaos. It's going to be horrible. We're going to cease to be a world power. Foreign policy of Trump will be overturned left, right, and center, and China will rise. If you've got kids in school and they're in a really good school and they have the choice of taking many languages from a young age, I honestly think you should put them in Mandarin Chinese. If you want a good future for them. I made all three of my kids take 4 years of high school Spanish because it's an important language in this country that one knows how to speak. Doesn't matter coulda, shoulda, woulda. Doesn't matter what you think it should be. What it matters is there's a whole lot of people speaking Spanish in this country. And if you want to do well, you should speak Spanish. It could change the Mandarin. It could. So I was talking to Sister Kate about this the other day on a drive. I think probably a fair number of you think that if Biden wins, it's because he stole it. I mean, look what they're doing with these, like, was it Nevada? I think Trump was 10 points behind, and then the new votes come in, and he's 5 points behind, and the votes come in, he's 1 point behind, the votes come in, he's tied, and they say, we're going to stop counting votes. That's so they can go get their act together with the fake ballots that they want to bring in and make sure they have enough, but they don't submit so many that over 100% of the populace voted. That's what I believe. Same thing in Pennsylvania. They're trying like heck. And the Pennsylvanian, DA, AG, Attorney General of Pennsylvania said, oh no, all our votes are going for Trump. I mean, words to that effect, right? It's like, come on. So I believe they are trying to steal it, which is criminal. But you know what? Was Hillary put in jail? No. Flynn was, or he was sentenced. I don't think he actually went to jail, right? But Hillary was put in jail. I mean, what parallel universe are you living in, PJ? Hillary was not put in jail. None of these deep state, all these people who believe in Q, yes, I trolled you guys a little bit. Oh, just wait, it's all coming to a head. Oh, please. That's just your little fantasy trying to, oh, it's true, no, it's coming. They're getting everybody for Pizzagate. It's going to happen. No, it's not. And no, it didn't. Ain't nobody went to jail. Nobody did anything. I could just go on so many tangents. Biden's not in jail, but the Hunter's not in jail. Not going to happen. You got corrupt FBI to the core. They're freaking worthless. They're not worthless. They're corrupt. CIA corrupt. They're all just terrible. But let's say, for the sake of argument, that politicians out there generally give a darn and aren't corrupt to the core. All of them. Even your pet peeve favorite one. Let's just assume they're not. And the Democrats do, in fact, steal this thing. And they know they did. Well, I don't think it's up necessarily to Joe and Jill Citizen to take to the street, which they're not going to do anyway, to take to the street and go, yeah, here we go, man. What are the senators doing? What are the governors doing? The Republican governors. What are they doing? Because I have said forever, governors don't understand their own power. Governors have a lot of power if they choose to exercise it. Why don't the governors band together with the senators and congressmen that know that they cheated the other side and say, oh, heck no, we're not playing, and until you guys get your act together, we refuse to recognize your legitimacy to lead this country. We don't recognize you. They say that. They say, you're not my president. Then you'd have something. They ain't going to say that. They're not going to say that, gang. They're all in it together. That's the sad truth. I think Trump was a shock to them. Trump was not in their little game. He wasn't in their little political game, and they didn't think he was going to win, and they all laughed at him and made fun of him. And then all of a sudden, damn, he won before they could get the fix in. That's why the Republicans worked so hard against him for the first couple of years. They're all in it together. They want you as a serf. They want themselves in the high palace. What is that movie? Is that the Katniss movies? I think it is. Yeah, because Woody Harrelson. And they go to where the elites live and it's all lovely. A similar theme, Children of Men. Good movie if you can find it. There's a lot going on in that movie you might want to watch. It's like, whew, that came out years ago and it's like almost prophetic. But basically you got the serfs living with the scraps we feed them. What shall the people eat? Let them eat cake. And then you have the elites living in elite land. And tyranny, man. Tyranny. What are you going to do? Tell you what you do. The best you can with what you got where you're at. You start drawing your circle around your tent, your family, around your clan, around your tribe, around your mag. And get ready for chaos. Because people will snap. And then that'll work perfectly for the powers that be, because then they'll just enact more tyranny as a result. You know, to respond, to keep this from happening again, we need all your guns. And in England, I don't know, are these spears allowed in England? And knives and tomahawks? In Australia? You can't own real guns. Certainly not like you can here. You just can't. And without the means to resist, you can't resist. But I'm telling you, before you need the means, the tools, you need the will. We don't have it. We don't have it. We've been corrupted. The state, the entertainment, the YouTube, the just Feed me, feed me. I don't want to go do anything. Just tell me what I should say. Let me express moral outrage. Yeah, let me have some strongly worded démarche. I'm pessimistic for the country. But I've been saying it's going to fall, and it's not going to fall and be nice. It's not like you're doing a parachute jump with no equipment on a nice warm day. Ooh, right? No. Jump off the second story. It's going to hurt when you land. So there. That's what I think. Yes, I hope Trump wins. I don't know what to think. I don't know. I don't think anyone can tell just yet. Maybe later on today we will. But it's coming, gang, like a freight train. You better start thinking the big thoughts. Where's your line in the sand? What will you allow someone to make you do that you don't want to do? What will you not allow someone to do? You might want to start thinking about that. And before you start, woof, 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 oh, whoa, whoa, not here, I'm gonna, shut up. I'm being serious. What's your personal line in the sand? And I don't necessarily want your answer here. I'm telling you, you need to know what your answer is. And you need to, once you think you know what your line in the sand is, war game that a little bit. When you take action at that line, what follows after that? You might want to think about that. All right, there. I look even kind of gloomy in the light. But after I get this video uploaded, I'm sweeping chimneys today and doing stuff like that and probably gonna split some more wood. Oh yeah, because winter is coming. I'll see you out there.